everyone's gone. Everything means nothing if you got no one, and you just walk in the night, just slowly losing sight of the real thing. But that won't happen to us, and we got no doubt. Too deep in love and we got no way out, and the message is clear. This could be the year for the real thing. Will you cry? Maybe I will hurt you never. We started in as one, in love forever. We can ride it together, making love with each other. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one excuse me, kitty. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. Let's walk. Sail away.
死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君はまだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ万歳。ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランドズライドまで。
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてね。この世界季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだと大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そうそうそうそう。やらせるで。
Hello, everyone. Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Tuesday. And right after I scheduled the stream, we got the news that the legendary Dolly Parton, at 80 years old, passed away. Super, super sad news. President Trump calls for flags to be lowered in honor of Dolly Parton following her passing. Very classy by the president. I just can't believe it, man. She's been part of the pop culture public eye for as long as I have been alive. And 80 years old is a hell of a life, and she's left behind an incredible legacy. But man, it is sad nonetheless. So rest in peace. We're going to talk about that here just a little bit. We got Mar Millen for $50 to start us out. Holy crap, Mar Millen, you mad lad. And he says, pre-stream chat grift tags, may miss these as I have vacation coming up and typically just veg out and try to ignore the dumpster fire that is politics. Brother, I envy you for being able to just to check out of the internet. I hope you enjoy your vacation, man. And thank you for all the support. Take a vacation, check out, turn off the phone, turn off the internet, and just zone out, brother. We will be here when you get back. So thank you so much and enjoy your vacation. Yeah, Jared the Amago says, rest in peace, Dolly Parton. This sucks, honestly. 100% it does. It is terrible. It is awful. Kingdom Hearts Gamer says, R.I.P. Dolly. Absolutely. Zinny Biscuit says, why are you streaming? Today has been canceled. It should be. It should be. Rest in plush cotton, Dolly. It is now up to us to carry her love and music. We'll take it from here. God bless our unlikely angel. 100%. One of the most iconic people, man. R.I.P. Dolly. Let's freaking go. Thank you guys for all the love that you guys are showing Dolly Parton. R.I.P. Dolly. She shall be missed. R.I.P. Dolly, absolute legend. Cash Kessler says it was Jay's birthday yesterday, so here's some money, streamer. That's the way we like it right there. Thank you, Cash Kester. Little Jim Sailor says, here's Jay and Beardo's birthday money, a whole $2. Wow. Thank you. But yeah, so her family did release a statement, and we're going to play that really quickly. Here's the White House says, rest in peace, Dolly. The world loves you, President Donald J. Trump. So that is from President Trump. Very sad to report that Dolly Parton, one of the greatest country singers and far beyond ever, has just passed away. This is a true loss for millions of people. There has never been anyone like her and never will. In her honor, I am lowering the American flag throughout the United States for 1 week period beginning tonight at 6 p.m. Rest in peace, Dolly. The world loves you, President Donald J. Trump. Well said from the president. And she is a true icon beyond belief. I mean, she really is. We throw that word around a lot, but Dolly Parton is an absolute icon. One of the most iconic people of my lifetime. So here's the statement right here from her family. Here we go.
Hey everyone. My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family, whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you. Hey, everyone.
Really well said. And when I first heard about this, I immediately had to go back to a video that I remember because this is about a year ago. I'm looking at it now, October 8th of 2025. So about a year ago, there was rumors that, you know, she was deathly ill and on her deathbed, and she uploaded this right here. Got 484,000 likes, 20 million views. So when there was rumors that she had passed away, she uploaded this right here. Now, again, I need everybody to understand, if you're just tuning in, this is from a year ago, okay? This is not today. This is from a year ago.
Hey, Natalie, bring your camera over here. I want to say something. Well, today's October the 8th, and obviously I'm here doing some commercials for the Grand Ole Opry, which is why I'm dressed kind of like a country western girl. But before I got started, I wanted to say, I know lately everybody thinks that I am sicker than I am. Do I look sick to you? I'm working hard here. Anyway, I wanted to put everybody's mind at ease, those of you that seem to be real.
Yeah, she talks about it here that she did have some health problems, but she didn't allude to them being serious at the time, but she did say that she had some problems.
Concerned, which I appreciate. And I appreciate your prayers because I'm a person of faith. I can always use the prayers for anything and everything. But I want you to know that I'm okay. I've got some problems, as I mentioned, back when my husband Carl was very sick. That was for a long time. And then when he passed, I didn't take care of myself. So I let a lot of things go that I should have been taken care of. So anyway, when I got around to it, the doctor said, we need to take care of this. We need to take care of that. Nothing major, but I did have to cancel some things so I could be closer to home, closer to Vanderbilt, where I'm kind of having a few treatments here and there. But I wanted you to know that I'm not dying. Did you see that AI picture of Reba and me? Oh, Lordy. I mean, they had Reba at my deathbed and we both look like we need to be buried, but but I thought, oh my Lord, but if I was really dying, I don't think Reba would be the one at my deathbed. She might come visit me earlier, but anyway, there's just a lot of rumors flying around. But I figured if you heard it from me, you'd know that I was okay. So anyhow, that's what I wanted to say.
So that was back in October of 2025 when she, made this post. And obviously today, very, very sad day that Dolly Parton, no longer with us, 80 years old. Rest in peace to an icon, a legend. And President Trump has ordered flags to be at half staff for 1 week to honor the great, iconic Dolly Parton. John Jones says, I grew up going to Dollywood basically every summer. So this one hits hard. RIP and God bless. I have never been to Dollywood. And obviously we have a theme park channel at Geeks and Gamers. I have never been to Dollywood. I've always wanted to go, just never had the opportunity to go. I think Jay has plans to go at some point. So I'd love to go. And it's something we do need to do as a theme park channel is to go cover that. So maybe one day for sure. Park hoppage should go there, especially after this. I mean, I'd love to, man. I'd love to make a trip of it. Daniel Moore says she's gone. Sorry to add to the bad news. Thank you for all your prayers. We're so sorry to hear that, man. Family member. You kind of knew it was coming. You've been kind of updating us. So prayers up for you and your family. So sorry to hear that, man. And thanks for keeping us updated, brother. Thanks indeed. Captain Wrecked says one of the very few that actually deserved the title of legend and icon. Goodbye, Dolly. R.I.P. Well said indeed. Johnny the Witskid says, I learned a lot from Dolly from Celebrity Deathmatch, her versus J-Lo with mechanical assets to fight each other. Hers malfunctioned. She got sent off and exploded into space. It was wild and funny. Celebrity Deathmatch was crazy back in the day, man. It really was. But yeah, so we got that. RIP to Dolly. Wanted to go ahead and talk about that first thing because, man, just super, super sad indeed. And I think there was one more clip I wanted to play before we moved on from it. It was this right here. Fox News just aired a tribute to Dolly Parton, who was a trailblazer in every sense of the word. Here we go.
Known for her songwriting, unique fashion, and over-the-top personality, Dolly Parton was not only a music icon, but a trailblazer. Born on January 19th, 1946 in Pittman Center, Tennessee, to Robert Lee Parton and Katie Lee Owens. Parton was the fourth of 12 kids. She grew up in a one-room cabin out in the Smoky Mountains. Early love for music
It sounds like there's something playing in the background on this Fox broadcast.
led her to begin writing songs in grade school, and she made her first appearance on the Grand Ole Opry in 1959 at only 13 years old. The day after she graduated from high school, Parton packed her bags and moved to Nashville to start chasing her musical dreams. She soon married her husband, Carl Dean, in 1966. They remained together for nearly 59 years until he died in 2025. Parton's first shot at stardom came when she joined the Porter Wagoner Show in 1967.
I was lucky that I got a chance to be that exposed to that many people at one time. And that was really what kind of shot me up there and got me a good grip.
While on the show, Parton decided to pursue her career as a solo artist, and in 1971 debuted her first #1 solo hit, Joshua, followed by other chart toppers like Love is Like a Butterfly, I Will Always Love You, and the legendary Jolene.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. I don't know how you're doing on the inside, honey, but your hair's just holding up beautiful.
Parton was introduced to a new audience while acting in films including Steel Magnolias and 9 to 5. Over the decades, she earned many honors and accolades, including her induction into the Grand Ole Opry in 1969 and the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1999. Also awarded the Library of Congress Living Legend Medal in 2004. And in a Nashville theater in 2025, she debuted Dolly, a true original musical based on her life. Parton was known for her business and humanitarian work. Her theme park in Tennessee, Dollywood, opened in 1986, and her charity, Imagination Library, provides over 1 million free books to kids every single month.
Insane.
Parton even developed a museum dedicated to her life inside a Dolly-inspired hotel in Nashville. With more than 60 albums and over 24 #1 hits,
Wow.
Dolly Parton lived her life not straying far from her roots and always keeping a positive outlook on life and her career.
And I can look back on a lot of things that's happening. I think, oh, thank you, God. At least my life seems to have made a difference and to have meant something to a lot of people.
Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
Well,
That was good. That was good from Fox News right there. So, yeah, rest in peace to Dolly Parton. Legend. Jeffrey Andrews says, losing Dolly Parton today was like losing Akira Toriyama back in 2024. It's sad. We lost them, but thankful for what they brought to the world. Well said. Well said indeed. So obviously that's going to be something that's going to be discussed a lot more, the loss of an icon and legend, Dolly Parton. Man, crazy. Did not expect that one at all. Okay, so we need to talk about some stuff that President Trump has cooking today, because Trump is definitely cooking, and he's got some stuff that he is working on, and it's upsetting people because anything that President Trump does upsets people and it makes them cry and whine. But this is specifically centered around Canada. And hang on, let me pull this up really quick. It's so good, man. So right here, President Trump just posted this absolute gem on his official page. He's turning Lake Ontario into Lake America. He should totally do it, just like the Gulf of America. Mark Carney and Doug Ford are going to pop a blood vessel. Remember, Canada would likely be invaded by a foreign power if not for America. So Trump is basically threatening he's already done it with the Gulf of America. Okay. He ain't playing here. All right. Now you have the White House posting things like this right here. Let me find it. You have the White House posting Lake America right here over on the official White House account. And I think that this is, Trump is definitely negotiating. There's no doubt about that. A lot of the MAGA memers are posting stuff like this right here.
I mean, I see this. It's so incredible. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. I mean,
Honestly, Lake America actually sounds great. I absolutely think that this has a good ring to it, just like the Gulf of America. And then we have Lake America. I think Trump is now, again, Trump loves to troll. He loves to, get these people worked up, and let them do it. Let them get mad. Let them cry. Mark Carney is not built for this at all. Now, Mark Carney, because essentially him and Trump are kind of going back and forth over tariffs, and Mark Carney's trying to be a tough guy. He's trying to be. President Trump goes full pro-French Canadian mode, rips Mark Carney for lying through his teeth. So Trump ain't playing around.
As you know, come to a deal with Canada. As you know, the 50% tariffs across the board were going on against Canada today. And they called yesterday and they gave us the points that we had to have. Very fair deal for both. The tariffs will be non-existent for our farmers. Our farmers were paying tremendous tariffs into Canada, and those tariffs are going to be totally eviscerated, down to zero.
Is the U.S. going to lower tariffs on Canadian autos?
We're doing certain things. Got to give something, and we're doing certain things. They were paying a high number. We're reducing it a little bit. It's good for everybody. But our farmers are going to be thrilled. Our manufacturers are going to be thrilled. And basically, we have no tariffs going into Canada anymore. Canada was charging us tremendous tariffs. We no longer have any tariffs. And what I was able to do is we put, as you know, under the new tariff, I guess you'd call it the new tariff schedules that we came out with. They were going to get a 50% tariff on everything starting today. And we've held it back 3 days. It's all subject to finalization of documents. So subject to the finalization of documents, we have a deal with Canada. And I think it's a very good deal for both parties. It's great for our farmers. Our farmers will no longer be held up because they were being hurt very badly by.
Now, Mark Carney is just put this out a couple hours ago. Canada will match the U.S. tariffs dollar for dollar. In addition, we are introducing a $7.5 billion in and new enhanced measures to support Canadian workers and businesses. That builds on the nearly $25 billion in supports introduced since the implementation of U.S. unjustified tariffs, defending Canada or Canadian jobs, industries, and families. Read more. This is all posturing bullshit from Carney, who's a weak, pathetic loser. And go ahead. If you actually think that this is going to go through, if you're like someone that's triggered over all of this, if you think that that Mark Carney actually believes this, okay, whatever. Right here, the United States is giving serious consideration to changing the name of the Lake Ontario to Lake America, in that we don't expect to doing much business with Ontario, am I saying that correctly, any longer. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. No tax on super chats is TVZTQ. We like no tax on super chats. We definitely like that. Yeah, you're saying it right. Okay. So we'll see how this all plays out, but Trump having a lot of fun with the trolling and seeing the reaction and stuff like this is absolutely fantastic. I love this right here. Good stuff indeed. And, all these liberals can cry, whine, whatever. We don't take any of you seriously at all. We just laugh at you and we meme on you. That's what we do. In fact, moving on to laughing and memeing at crazy lunatics, this clip is getting a lot of traction online right now. Woman crashes out on live TV and almost starts crying defending Lindsay Clancy. Understand, this is exactly how you have to deal with a woke white woman. This is exactly how you do it, okay?
They should be commended
quiet,
because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God!
And
They should be
your
commended. They're going to
sexism
kill their
and
children. She's a murderer.
I
These women
can't.
are cheering.
I'm done.
These are man-hating women that are standing outside. This is what it's about. They think the husband did it. They're crazy. They've lost their mind.
Do you know why they're
waving for a murderer?
Do you know why the woman is in a wheelchair? Did you even notice that she's
couldn't care less. She's a murderer.
Because she jumped out the window after this happened.
So she should have. I'd have pushed her. They say that Lindsay was in psychosis. I think these women are suffering from psychosis. They've been watching too many true crime Netflix dramas. This was an incredibly privileged woman, incredibly wealthy. She had a nanny, and she's still complaining that she needed help She could not have got more help from the system that she already have received. This is a murderer who strangled her children one by one. One of the boys ran away and she chased him down and killed him.
Lori Watkins.
What you just said was absolutely disgusting.
Thank
and
you.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
you.
And you can hear that he's not. Okay.
Why? Because it's true.
You clearly don't care, so pipe down.
I don't care. And by the way, men watching this, if you have a woman sat next to you on the sofa who is defending this murderer, you got to think deeply about this. I've seen weddings.
So
of
we
people
need to have
talk
some
about
empathy.
this. Talk to your women and find out what are they thinking. They're defending this woman. It's
I don't think
insane.
anybody's defending what she did, but you can have empathy.
They're literally defending what she did. They are literally defending her actions. What are you talking about?
For what she went through and how she.
I know many women that this has happened to. No, they did not kill their children, but they also, what you failed to
Well,
mention.
they should be commended because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God!
And
They should be
your
commended. They
sexism
didn't
and
kill their children. She's a murderer. These women are cheering.
So I have to bring up one of my favorite moments ever. This is from a long time ago. I can't believe we live in a world where Gavin McInnes was on Fox News, but this is one of my favorite moments ever where this feminist gets trolled by Gavin on the Sean Hannity show. This is perfection right here.
There's absolutely no evidence
Tamara.
of this, and it's just not true.
It actually is true.
No, it's not. Washington
Gavin?
Free Banana Peel is not a legitimate
It'd be the
organization.
Washington Free Beacon, which is a legitimate newspaper. Yes.
Legitimate
Look, there's different ways to look at the data, but the big picture here is women do earn less in America because they choose to. They would rather go to their daughter's piano recital than stay all night at work working on a proposal. What? So they end up earning less. They're less ambitious. And I think this is sort of God's way. This is nature's way of saying women should be at home with the kids. They're happier there.
I hope that your viewers do not take you, sir, seriously.
There's a great book you should read. It's called Why Men Earn More. And it's all about women choosing to put family over work. And that's why they earn less.
Having a choice does not mean that you're less ambitious. And your comments are absolutely deplorable. Sean, I would like
Less ambitious in the workforce.
I would like you to address it. You're a father. You have a daughter.
If you were a real feminist, you would support housewives and see them as the heroes and women who work wasting their time.
You said that women are less ambitious.
Women are
you
less
have
ambitious.
Said, you have also said that women are better suited in the home.
Yes,
You've
that's a
also
fact.
said that, let's see, that women are emotional and women shouldn't run for public office. All of these things that just
I never
are
said women
absolutely-
shouldn't run for
yes,
public
you
office.
have. You've said
if we're
that
talking
before.
about
The fact that you said women are emotional, like as she's emotional.
Let's see, that women are emotional and women shouldn't run for public office. All of these things that just
I never
are
said
absolutely-
women shouldn't run for
yes,
public
you
office.
Have. You've said
if we're
that
talking
before.
about 50% of the population, generally out of this 250 million people or 150 million people, most women are happier at home. They are pretending that they like working and they're not making money because they don't stay all night at the office. They don't go the extra mile.
Why
They
am
don't
I
work
sitting
all
here?
weekend.
I'm
You're making a
sitting here-
mistake. You would be much happier at home with a husband and children.
Oh, boy. Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I'm literally.
You just said you're single. You don't have a boyfriend. You what?
That's my
celebrate?
choice.
Yeah, look, you're miserable. You would be so much happier with kids around you tonight. Imagine coming home. Mommy's home.
You're
You
you know what, Gavin? You're not funny. You're not what you
I'm not
you do
trying to
not
be
do
funny. I'm
anything.
trying to make you happy.
You do not do anything for the better. Sean, this
Yes,
isn't
I do.
funny.
Feminism has made women miserable. Women were much happier when housewives were
Guess
glorified.
what? I had a choice to be married, and I chose not to. I have a choice to have kids.
Tamara, we'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
I think that your guest here is doing a disservice to all of the viewers and doing a disservice to America by saying that women, that I need to be married, that I would be happier at home.
Married.
That you're what, miserably married? Just because
No, I'm
just
ecstatic.
having a
I'm
ring
trying
on.
to share my joy. You should see my little
Not
2-year-old.
everybody has the same life pattern as you.
I know,
okay?
it's the fall
and not
of
everybody
us.
wants to
It's
marry
the death
somebody
of
in a
the world.
bootleg seersucker suit
the end of
and go home to that.
civilization.
I don't want to go home to that.
You don't have to go home to me. Go home to a hunk. Oh, gosh.
Jesus.
don't
This is absolutely disgusting. And Sean,
I
you
have
should
nothing to
actually
say.
speak up for the viewers today and let them know
I think
your daughter should have a choice.
I think women do have a choice. Absolutely, of course.
No one's saying
I agree
that
with
women
that.
shouldn't have a
All right,
choice.
when we come back, we need your help.
Oh man, I love it. So yeah, that's what this meltdown kind of reminded me of right there. And yes, modern feminism has completely ruined women's mindset of things. And they live in this kind of like social justice world now where they feel they have to live up to whatever social media tells them they're supposed to be. And it's broken a lot of their brains. It's just the truth of the matter right there. So Marmillan for 50 says, Gavin's not wrong. We've seen years of feminism, and look what we've got. Mothers defending a psychopath who murdered her kids. 100%. 100%. This is a dangerous, slippery slope that we're heading down right now. And yeah, I mean, I've brought up the whole thing with like Candace Owens and all of that, but when you see Candace Owens as the #1 person online right now, like, again, really what this comes down to is that the internet is so far removed from reality. It has warped people's brains into believing all of this crazy stuff. So many people have gone down the rabbit hole of thinking that the Candace Owens kind of mindset is the proper mindset. And I got bad news for you, but the Candace Owens business model is basically going to infect all aspects of the internet now, because the internet is not reality. The internet is basically, it rewards you for lying and telling people a story they want to hear, not a story they need to hear. That is the reward of it right now. And it's not shocking that Candace Owens is taking up for this woman, because Candace Owens knows her audience. She knows her audience very well. And she's going to tell them exactly what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. Welcome to the internet. I'll be your guide. Thank you, Marmillan. Appreciate it. Mick, whatever your name is, says, I hate Jelly Roll. So Jelly Roll, I think he was on, was he on Jimmy Kimmel? And he made some jokes about Trump. I think I have that. Hang on. I don't know much about Jelly Roll. The stuff I've seen from Jelly Roll, he seems like a decent guy. I mean, he did take shots at himself when he did this. They are interpreting his joke a different way, but Jelly Roll roasts Trump's weight and says he can't see his penis. I don't think that's what he said. But let's just listen to what he said. Here we go.
Well, Mr. President, from one fat pig to another, take it from me that physical fitness is very important. And trust me, you'll be happy to see your penis again.
I mean, he made a joke about himself because Jelly Roll, for the context there, Jelly Roll has lost a lot of weight. I don't know how much. Jelly Roll used to be a giant dude, and he's lost like a lot. So he took a shot at himself by also taking a shot at Trump. Okay.
I do speak from a little bit of experience here, y'all. The first time I seen mine recently, I was surprised at how cute it was. It kind of looked like a little Labubu doll. You should not laugh that hard at my penis.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to pretend that I'm upset about this. Like, it's a fucking joke. Who cares? I'm not going to, like, if that offends you, then you're going to have a tough time on the internet. Like, I didn't see anything really wrong with that at all. Not to mention, President Trump is, 6'3", 215 pounds. So, I mean, you can make jokes about him, but like, Trump is shredded. He's absolutely shredded. So, like, obviously they're making jokes because they know that Trump is in peak physical shape. So I get it. I get why they would want to make that joke, but Trump's in great shape, and he's a young, vibrant man.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Macho man, yeah.
Yeah, so I whatever Jelly Roll said there didn't really bother me. I really wasn't too worried about it. I've seen a lot of people reacting to it, but whatever. Didn't bother me any. Now we need to talk about yesterday. I covered the Spencer Pratt video. I'm sure many of you saw it, but if you didn't, we can obviously play it one more time. But what's interesting is it got banned on TikTok. That's right. So Spencer Pratt's video, wow, TikTok is on a warpath against me. They've now blocked my video urging everyone to not let the fire victims in Spokane. Is it Spokane? I can't remember how to say that one. Fall through the cracks. Oh, the irony. Please tell me what the hell in that video is so offensive. So it wasn't even, I thought it was the other one. I thought it was the one he uploaded yesterday. So maybe it's a different one. Spokane, is that it? Okay, Spokane. All right. So I thought it was this one right here. But maybe that one got removed too. I mean, I don't know. I've heard nothing but horrifically terrible censorship from TikTok over the years. I don't really have a TikTok. I mean, I don't do anything over there. I think we have a G&G one that we utilize a little bit, but I don't know. TikTok is dog shit. It doesn't pay very well from what I understand. So, this isn't surprising to me is all I'm saying. It doesn't mean that it's right, but it's the least surprising news in the world. TikTok is dog shit. Has been for a long time. People like it. It's a huge platform. It's made for, short form bullshit and basically brain rot. But, that's what the internet's for. That's why YouTube Shorts are so massively popular right now. And that's the type of content that is driving social media these days. So, but with that said, okay, we're going to move on from that. I wanted to talk about that. But the big news here of the day is Target. Good old Target. So we have ended up in the Twilight Zone because Target had to pull an offensive Halloween costume that should have never been part of our assortment. It is no longer for sale. And as a company, we got this wrong and we are deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful to our Black guests. Team members and partners, removing the costume is an important first step, and the company is looking closely at how this happened and what needs to change to ensure this won't happen again. So you probably are asking, oh my God, this must be terrible. This must be the worst thing ever. Yeah, well, it ain't. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is the costume. Okay? That's the costume in question. Now you're probably asking yourself, what's offensive about this costume? Do you know what's offensive? Nothing. Nothing. Simply because a Black person is in the costume, they have deemed it to be racist. Now, I know you guys remember, let me pull this up. I know you guys remember this. And this really like when people get mad and frustrated about race changes and all of that in pop culture, movies, video games, all that shit, okay? People get outraged about it, and rightfully so, okay? However, the biggest crime here is that they put, and this is why you can't hire a Black person for anything, because the social justice weirdos will pretend to be offended, okay? This next thing that I'm going to show you bothers me on a level that any race swap in Hollywood has ever bothered me, okay? This was part of my childhood. Aunt Jemima, okay? This was part of my childhood. This was iconic. All right, taking this out of the marketplace was absolutely fucking ridiculous. There was nothing wrong with this. This was an iconic brand with an iconic character. People grew up on this. Everybody knew who she was. You went to the store, and if you were getting some type of pancakes, this is the one that you wanted to get because it was iconic. Now, what is it called? What is the fucking thing called that they like? I won't buy this product since they have removed her. What is it? Pearl? Like, what is it? I gotta look it up now. Yeah. Pearl Milling, is that what it is? So they've changed it over, and it's boring as shit. Yeah, here it is right here. It's boring as fuck now. This is terrible. Why would you do this? You do this because from the left and from the identity politics crowd, you simply just can't have a black person represent anything. You can't have a black person. And it's not just that. Remember Land O'Lakes butter? Dude, I remember these commercials growing up. I remember the commercials. I remember the jingle that went with it. It's now a bland, soulless logo in front of it. Don't forget Splash Mountain, 100%. Splash Mountain is another one. So when you look at this situation with this Target costume, all it comes down to is a black person was in the costume, and the woke social justice losers decided to pretend to be offended. That's it. That's all this was. If this was a white person there, they wouldn't have pretended to be offended. Would not have. Mark Dice has got a video on it. Let's check it out. Here's Mark Dice.
Even September yet, but you may have noticed many retailers already have Halloween decorations, candy, and costumes on the shelves. And so the usual suspects found a costume that offends them and started losing their minds on TikTok, of course. And so Target has pulled the costume and issued an apology for the children's clown costume that the twits on TikTok have deemed to be, you know it, racist. It's a
racist.
Kid in blackface, they say, or someone performing a minstrel show because it's a scary clown, and the costume is a black mesh face mask. And so the only reason you could see the kid's face is because it's a professionally done photo with bright lights. And so the costume is supposed to just be a clown with no face, but a big scary smile. Okay, because especially at night, you can't see the kid's face. This is one of those, mesh masks.
Target, what the is this?
Oh, God.
What the is this?
Well, those are AI altered images of the kid in the costume to remove the black mesh in order to make it appear as if it's something that it's not. Then combined with some classic minstrel artwork from the good old days.
Why are y'all selling this racist ass costume? And then y'all got a black kid in this costume,
oh my
knowing
God.
damn well that it's blackface. Y'all got this black kid posing like some
Somebody get these beggars out of here.
blackface type of from back in the day. Look at what it really looks like. This is
if you're a paranoid lunatic, yeah.
So Target is once again in the hot seat for this debacle. This is what happens when you take people or you don't have people in the room that looks like us. You end up doing some like this.
Oh my
Target
God.
is already facing intense backlash from the black community, and then you turn around and put something like this in your stores for Halloween. Make it make sense, because it doesn't.
Can black people make a video without swearing every 5 seconds? I run a family-friendly show around here, so I will have bleeped those curse words out. But noticing another pattern here. That's racist too. Pattern recognition.
You would have never, ever considered this if you had someone in those back rooms that looked like us.
And those.
Oh my God. So you want representation. you get representation, you pretend to be offended over said representation. It's amazing.
Back rooms. So she thinks that black people don't work at Target or up in the upper echelons where the purchasing decisions are made. No, they certainly do. They're just not paranoid, delusional lunatics who are suffering from black fragility and hallucinate that racism is around every corner. This insanity has been going on now for over a decade. Remember back in 2016 when Disney pulled their brown face Moana costume from one of the big popular cartoons or movies starring Dwayne Johnson about a Polynesian demigod. And so, of course, they put out a costume for it. But because it's, a person with brown skin.
So you want representation. You want to have culturally relevant representation. And then when you have culturally relevant representation, you cancel anyone who actually wants to, celebrate that representation. It's fucking amazing.
That then was deemed racist, and they pulled it. Remember the articles after the Marvel Black Panther movie came out from white parents who were concerned about allowing their children to wear the costume for Halloween? Can my white child dress as Black Panther for Halloween? Black Panther is a movie steeped in black empowerment. So is it okay if your non-black child wants to dress as the superhero for Halloween? After the movie came out, I noticed that one of the illustrations on Target's website showed a white kid wearing the costume. So I took a screenshot of it and tweeted it to Target, pretending to be offended by it. Some of you may recall this. And they quietly swapped the photo out. So back then, I think it was like 2018, then there were no white kids even wearing the costume on the website. No news outlets covered my fantastic trolling, however, other than RT. In this article, SJW weaponized. Target Corp fell for trolls' outrage with white kid wearing Black Panther costume. When I was looking for blog posts and articles of people complaining that the classic Rasta wig hat is racist, Google's AI overview, which is now like the top search result for most things that you put into the search engine, says, yes, wearing a commercial Rasta costume is widely considered racist and culturally insensitive, which is, of course, why I decided to wear one for Halloween a few years ago.
Every Halloween, someone ends up rocking a racially insensitive costume. My hair is not a costume.
A lot of people are still wearing these culturally appropriating Halloween costumes, and we're just getting people's opinions on how to stop that.
How to stop it?
Yeah.
I think just letting people know that it's cultural appropriation, like the dreads that you're wearing right now.
It's inappropriate, do you think?
I think it's a little insensitive, yeah.
Do you think it hurts some people's feelings?
Yeah, I think it can be damaging.
I mean, I'm all for hurting people's feelings.
Well, I'm not, but you
not.
have a good day.
At this rate, they're probably going to ban good old-fashioned ghost costumes.
Yes.
These kids look like they're dressed up as members of the KKK. And this should have been a sign of things to come. From 12 years ago, people freaked out about a mental patient Halloween costume. Thousands, they say, reacted.
But again, this kind of goes back to my whole point about representation is bullshit. It's all built off a lie. They do not want representation. Never wanted representation because you've already had representation. Representation has always been a thing. As we have kind of evolved over the decades, you've started to see natural, representation as it pertains to more qualified individuals being in position, whether it's in acting or something like that. I mean, for crying out loud, you had, how many people know this? I bet a lot of people don't know this. I think I'm right about this. Somebody may need to fact check me on this, but I'm almost positive that in, I'm not drawing a blank on it now. The Shawshank Redemption. I'm pretty sure that Morgan Freeman's character in the source material is a white guy, but in the movies played by Morgan Freeman. Am I correct about that? And the reason is that not really a big deal is because Morgan Freeman is a phenomenal actor that everybody loves. So it just felt normal and natural, you know? And so it was the natural progression of it when more qualified individuals that are not white people present themselves, then you're going to get representation here or there. When you start forcing this into things, when you start specifically forcing this into that, and then you're changing the entire narrative of the character based on their race or gender or sexual orientation and all that shit, you're just losing everybody. Also, again, these people ask for representation, and yet when they get it, then they build like these make-believe bubbles around it. So like a Halloween character being based off a black character, and suddenly, well, there's only certain people that can buy that, according to the identity politics crowd. So then when it doesn't sell, then they claim it's because of racism. It's like, you motherfucker said that people can't buy it, and nobody wants to deal with the baggage that comes with this shit, regardless if they're fans of it or not. No white parent who has any decency is going to go, hey, I'm going to let my kid dress up in something so people can spew hateful bullshit at him and call him a racist for no fucking reason at all. Representation is bullshit. And from the crowd that is preaching about it, they are liars. They don't believe in it. It's just another level of the victim mentality that they live upon. That's it. All of it. They are when you have the social justice crowd, I've talked about this for years. They only view a non-white male in one of two ways. You can either be used for their narrative, or you are the enemy. That's the only two ways that the left looks at a non-straight white male. Non-straight white male, they put you in a box and they go, okay, you're non-straight white male. Now, I'm either going to use you for my narrative and you're going to allow me to use you for my narrative, or you are a white supremacist. You're like, what? What are you talking about? It's crazy. Sleazy682 says, congrats on making more money on the same segment Evil Jared did covering the same thing. Congrats on making more money on the same segment Evil Jared did covering the same thing. Oh, okay. Super. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we're going to make more money than the quartering on it, you know? So that's really not a high bar at all. So I think this $10 right there means I've made more than him in super chats. So there we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Scottish Ranger says, don't know if you covered it, but Massey raging, Trump's trying to fix the beef shortage. Don't know what the total was, but a lot of dairy farms were getting destroyed, which killed thousands of cattle under the last administration. I haven't covered that specifically, but I will look that up, and thank you for the information on that. And thank you for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'll look into that. Thank you. Morgan Freeman's based. Yeah, well, Morgan Freeman, I wouldn't say he's like this, like, I'm not saying he's MAGA or whatever, but we all remember that interview that he did, and I'll pull that up. Let's finish this first.
Particularly after supermarket website advertises fancy dress costume that stigmatizes mental illness. Of course, now you're supposed to celebrate mental illness because that's what the majority of people in America suffer from. Speaking of costumes, however, Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, decided to dress up as a thug to post this video after news broke that a couple weeks ago he met privately with Jared Kushner, who's, you know, big landlord in New York City. And Ben could.
He looks so stupid. Hey, I need to have a setting where it looks like I'm hanging out in the hood. I need to put on some clothes that makes me look like I'm cool.
Consulting with the Trump administration for years to talk about the housing crisis. Maybe, you know, probably get some subsidies for low-income housing in one of his fancy buildings, like 666 Fifth Avenue. Although they did change the address on that because for obvious reasons. But here's Hakeem admitting that he did meet with him, but wait for it.
What's up, y'all? Just finished up an event here in the community in Brooklyn.
Y'all? Is that how they talk in New York? Hey, y'all!
I want to give you a little real talk on this Jared Kushner situation.
Some real talk, yo.
He asked for a meeting, and I took it to discuss the affordability crisis that exists that is not a hoax.
Dude, like he needs somebody to jump cut him with all the pauses in his talking. Just get somebody to jump cut your videos, brother, because it's bad.
At the same period of time, I shouldn't have to say it, but I am.
That it's okay meeting with somebody who happens to be of a different political party, especially when they're a big landlord in the city and they want to actually help the city.
No one is going to get a pass. We're going to hold every single member of the Trump cartel accountable.
God.
So now he's attacking him as a member of the cartel. Well, maybe the Jewish cartel. Whoops, not supposed to say that. Not supposed to have an entire chapter in my new book about some people either, which comes out in early November. It's also a chapter in there on the N variants as well. And speaking of them, they texted.
So he's going to move on to the Carmelo Anthony stuff, but I wanted to bring up the Morgan Freeman video that I was talking about. And again, this is the most common sense thing that any Hollywood celebrity has ever said in the history of existence. This is it right here. Okay.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Perfectly said. It's so simple. It's so freaking simple. And yet here we are banning outfits because a black person is wearing it. That's it. That's the only reason. And it goes back to losing this, I consider, and maybe it's because it's gone now. I don't know. But I consider Aunt Jemima like a cultural cornerstone. And again, I don't know if I considered it when it was around, but once they took it away, I'm like, dude, that was a massive piece of our culture and it was iconic. And the fact that you took this away over some bullshit and now you have this soulless garbage branding to it is insane. God, unbelievable. Crazy. Laughing Man says you sent me a DM. Okay, I'll check it. But yeah, so welcome to the world that we're in. It ain't fun. It sucks, kinda. So, but these people are absolutely broken in every way possible. Let's see. Laughing Man sent me this. Laughing Man says, is Hakeem Jeffries getting fashion advice from Chuck Schumer? Oh, man. There it is right there. Well done, Laughing Man. Well done. That was good. Dermy Wormy says, Jeremy, will you ever take a call from a vet midstream and stay on camera? Okay, I have to understand what this is about. Jeremy, will you ever stay on or take a call from a vet midstream and stay on camera? Is this about the quartering using his dog for sympathy right now? Is that what this is about? So did he take a call midstream and he's on camera so people could see and hear the call? Is that it? Am I understanding that one correctly? Is that what it is? My dog is under attack. Did I read that one correctly, Dermy Wormy? He pretended to almost cry. God. Like my dogs and my family, none of it is meant for the internet sympathy. It's not. I mean, I obviously I lost a dog. What? It's been a couple of years now, at least a year and a half, 2 years. I can't remember. But I didn't talk about that as like a big thing, posting all these pictures and trying to get all this sympathy from people. It's freaking crazy. And then, so you post all of this shit to get sympathy from people, and then you get mad when people use it against you. It's fucking crazy, dude. No, proven. Leia is still with us. Leia is still with us. It's Puppy Face that we lost. Leia is still here. She's getting old, but she's still here. Yeah, so like you use this as like, oh, feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. And then when people are like, oh, you're using your dog, then he's like, oh, I can't believe these people are disrespecting it. It's like, you are. The internet doesn't need to know your personal business at all. The internet doesn't need to know, and they don't want to know. However, the moment that you decide to give the internet that information, it's going to be used against you. Mar Millen for 10 says, I was going to still call myself a squint from my half Asian blood, and the fact that we all squint the same. Shout out to Project Egg Roll. There we have it. Jared's raging at Madam Savvy and Venti. It must be Miller time. I mean, he blocked me a while ago, so I mean, I do see him and Savvy kind of like going back and forth or whatever. So it's just unbelievable, man. CA Rebel says Proverbs 14:1. This proverb states that a wise woman builds her home, emphasizing the value of investing in the household. Well said. Danny Delete says they are always so mad because they know they can't win. They even scream like children having a temper tantrum. Feminist. Udite says Jelly Roll's voice there sounds like Bill Clinton. Darth Manic says R.I.P. Dolly, Kenny, her voice beautiful and dim teats. The Skeleton King says cool video, but what are the orange contents for? Tommy says that Target experiencing black lash. Madney says no mo. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that one. Packet Proton says, please stop holding lapel mics at your fingers. It doesn't belong there. Whoever started this trend needs to be humiliated on camera. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. It really comes down to the individual that's doing it. So like when Shaniqua there was in the video crying about Target, then yeah, I have a problem with it. But there's some people that do it. It doesn't really bother me. Mandy says, everyone who sees a leprechaun say, hell yeah. BLWRZ says fake outrage sells, and so many politicians plus celebrities know that. Many of them want to be the Pied Piper and lead us to oblivion where they make money. That is true, but it's not even, it's a lot of internet content creators as well. So ARM514 says Aunt Jemima was our culture. Her family is now screwed and they are still getting royalties. Good job, lefties. And they haven't bought the mix since. Correct. That is a perfect point. The lefties were outraged over Aunt Jemima. Do you think the lefties are buying this shit right here? Do you think lefties are going to the store and going, I have to support this company now. I have to support this brand because they removed the black woman from the imagery. Do you think they're going there and buying this shit? Of course they aren't. Of course they aren't. And that's the whole point. Remember what they took from you. It's insane. God, it's so freaking annoying. Vault 95 says, are you one of those old people who falsely believe that if the internet was banned, the whole world would become the 80s in your childhood again? Me? No. I mean, Vault 95, you watch me enough. I've told you this, that the internet has not changed anything except our perception of the world. That is, it hasn't changed the world. It has changed our perception of the world. As I've stated many times, we now have this belief on the internet because we have access to all this information. We have this belief that suddenly the world is a terrible place full of terrible things and it's horrible. And I have said many times, the internet was always a terrible place. I'm sorry, the world was always a terrible place. We just didn't have the internet to tell us that it was. When I was a kid in the 80s and then the 90s, playing G.I. Joe, playing baseball, playing basketball, playing football, playing video games, I had no concept of what was going on in the next neighborhood from me, much less now. Everybody knows where everything bad is happening in all corners of the world at all times. We have more information now and more access to everything in the world. The world has always been a crazy place where bad things are happening. We just didn't know about it. We just lived in our own little, protective bubble because the communication wasn't there. So the internet obviously has changed our mindset, but it has not changed the fact that the world is full of really wonderful things and really terrible things. Just how it is. So, let's see. Yep, and that in a way that was a good thing. I mean, I agree, man. From a standpoint of like your mindset, like if you just consume bad information all day long, every day, then yeah, it's going to distort what your reality is. I mean, that's just common sense, But I mean, I'm part of that system too. I can't help it. It's on my feed. It's what I like to look into and cover. But, like there was a story that I don't even want to talk about it really, but I guess it's a perfect time to show you how, bad things happen in the world. I kind of don't want to talk about this, but it happened in Florida and it's one of the worst stories I've ever heard actually. On the point of me saying that the world hasn't gotten worse. Our perception of it has gotten worse. But this is truly one of the most heartbreaking stories I have ever heard. It's really bad. And for those of asking, I let off the story with Dolly Parton's passing. So I did talk about that. We talked about it for probably the first 15 or 20 minutes of the show. Is it kind of funny? It is not funny at all. There's nothing funny about this story. It's truly... It's one of the worst stories you're going to hear, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Unfortunately, it happened in Florida. Man breaks down in tears after his wife and daughter were killed by lightning in Florida. This is insane.
Monday morning, Cameron Glasgow is trying to process how his family was torn apart in seconds.
My daughter, my wife, amazing people. Amazing people. My wife, the biggest heart in the world. Puts everybody before herself. Everybody. That was my hero next to my dad. Because I wanted to show for people how my wife does. She helped make me into the man that I am today.
He said they were headed into the house for a family dinner when lightning struck Sunday afternoon, killing his wife, Kenya Glasgow, and their 2-year-old daughter, Kennedy.
We saw that the rain was picking up, and we just said, hey, we got to get the girls inside. So just simple thing that anybody would do. Hey, put a blanket on their head, let's just get inside.
Kennedy, seen here with her twin sister, Kinsley.
It's going to crush my heart when she starts looking for her sister and her mom, but I mean, that's just something we're just gonna get used to.
Glasgow described Kennedy as infectious, could sing every word to Benson Boone.
It's gonna be tough to lose somebody that I've been with for half my life. It's going to be tough, but I'll be okay because I have to be, because I have another beautiful daughter that's inside there. But for her to lose her twin sister, words can't describe that feeling.
Monday.
This is horrific, man. Lightning is I think lightning in Florida is, I think it's worse in Florida than any other state, or at least it's one of the worst. The chances of being struck by lightning, and again, somebody could have to look this up, it's like 1 in like millions or something like that. It's a complete freak accident. It's a complete and total freak accident. The stats, I mean, is there any stats on this I can look up? Chances of being struck by lightning in Florida. Let me see. I want to do specifically in Florida because I know there's a lot of lightning here in Florida. Let's see. Odds of being struck by lightning in Florida are estimated at 1 in 500,000 in a given year. And 1 in 15,000 over an 80-year lifetime. That's fucking crazy. Holy shit. I didn't know it was that bad. I'm moving. Getting the fuck out of here. That is crazy. Odds of being struck by lightning in Florida over a lifetime are 15,000? 1 in 15,000? All right, I'm out. I'm gone. I love Florida, but yeah, I'm done. Back to Alabama. Beastie Man. Just say the statistics aren't in my favor. I'm moving to Montana. How about that, okay? In the U.S., let me look up what the U.S. is really quick. So odds of being struck by lightning in the U.S. All right, here we go. In the U.S., it's 1 in 1.2 million in any given year. But 1 in 15,000 over an 80-year lifetime. That's fucked. So in the entire country, 1 in 15,000 over an 80-year lifetime. I will say my dad has been struck by lightning. He lived, he's good. But it struck the phone, like in the house. This is back in like the 90s. So, yeah. Crazy, man. So, I don't know. But that is a terrible story. It's a very, very terrible story. And I'm very sad. And I spend a lot of time outside in Florida. So now I'm going to have to be careful, I guess. Man, that is tough. Odds in 80 years in Kansas is 1 in 15 at 0.3 thousand. 1 in 15,000 for everybody in the country is crazy to me, though. That doesn't add up statistically. Dalbro says I work outside in Florida. I mean, the thing is, like, if you go back to that story in particular, like, this was just, let's see. Yeah, so I just lost my best friend. My daughter just lost her best friend. After I lost my father a few years ago, I learned a very valuable lesson, and that's to never question God. My babies didn't suffer. I'm hurt. We are hurt. But if you gotten the chance to feel that beautiful light my wife and daughter brought into your life, cherish it. It's there for a reason. It gives us all the blueprint to just love others. This guy has a great head on his shoulders, a great outlook on life. Especially with this, like, this is an unthinkable tragedy that he's dealing with. And the guy is just, he's handling it in the best way you could possibly handle a situation like this. What a horrible story, man. They were just, so from what I understand about the story is they were just going to a family member's house for dinner, and it was storming, and they were getting out of the car, and the wife and the daughter were trying to get inside and the lightning just struck. Oh, that is crazy, man. Rest in peace. Sorry. This is a terrible story. Your Barmy says Ryan is definitely being struck by getting struck by lightning. Probably so. It is terrifying. It is truly terrifying to hear something like that. I mean, the thing about Florida is it's either raining or sunshining here. Like, it'll be like a torrential downpour in Florida, and then like 10 minutes later, it's sunshine, not a cloud in the sky. That's how it works. It's very frustrating at times, but that is how Florida works. And you just never really know. You never know what the process is. I want to shift over to this right here. U.S. military confirms all mines in Strait of Hormuz have been destroyed. So this is the latest update with the Strait of Hormuz. Here we go.
President Trump has moved to economically choke off Iran, unleashing Operation Economic Outcast, and he's putting the rest of the world on notice. Do business with Tehran and face U.S. sanctions. Here's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent yesterday.
We are launching an economic onslaught against Iran's financial connections around the globe. Our objective is to sever every economic lifeline that sustains this tyrannical regime until Tehran stands alone. There will be no minimal breathing space for the regime to rebuild its capacity to inflict terror against America and the world.
The new sanctions target 5 of Iran's key economic lifelines: digital assets, gold, aviation, technology, and shipping. Meanwhile, Iran is firing back with a warning of its own. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is reporting on all of this out of Tel Aviv for us at this hour. Hello, Trey.
Sandra, good morning. On Monday, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced Operation Economic Outcast to try and isolate the regime in Iran.
My man has been over there for a long time. He must live there. He must live there in Israel. I've never been, except for the time I peed on the wall, but we don't want to talk about that.
The actions of Treasury and other agencies will tighten the noose and block every
Whoa! Mr. Secretary, have you checked with Bubba Wallace to make sure you can use that type of language? Just saying, okay? You might want to check with Bubba Wallace, Bubba Smollett, to make sure it's okay.
Treasury and other agencies will tighten the noose and block every potential source of revenue that funds the IRGC and the evil Iranian regime. And let me be clear, any entity that facilitates money laundering on behalf of Iran will be removed from the US dollar system. The clock just started ticking.
Among the new sanctions includes an expanded list of secondary sanctions targeting digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping. In addition, the Treasury Department sanctioned nearly 60 entities, individuals, and vessels in multiple jurisdictions. These actions go after what the department describes as a network of shadow fleet vessels operating across many different countries. Iranian officials threatened retaliation to the economic measures, with the country's foreign ministry spokesperson saying this.
Any complicity with the United States in carrying out its aggressive actions against Iran will certainly have consequences. Even now, the naval blockade of Iran amounts to an act of aggression. Any escalation of this situation will undoubtedly bring about consequences of its own.
Earlier this morning, another tanker was struck in the Strait of Hormuz with an unknown projectile while transiting the U.S.-approved southern route. The vessel had damage caused to its engine room and was disabled. Last hour, President Trump posted about the strait on Truth Social, saying, "I have just been informed by the United States Navy that all mines have been removed and or detonated from within the international waters of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has been notified that any ship or boat placing new mines will be immediately and systematically destroyed." Now, yesterday, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, reiterated the United States' preparation and readiness for military action if it is ordered by President Trump. Sandra?
Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv for us. Trey, thank you.
So as I believe as we move into the midterms, because we are now less than 3 months away from the midterms, I have to imagine that this situation, I think business is going to pick up big time with whatever is going to happen. Now, I did hear reports, and I don't know if this is true or not. I didn't double verify this, but I saw reports out there. Let me see who's been reporting. Okay, so yeah, I do have some people discussing it. So let's see here. This happened yesterday, and I didn't talk about it because I didn't know how legit it was or not. But apparently it is. Yeah. Okay. Iran broadcasts sickening video claiming Barron Trump is fully monitored and places a $10 million bounty on his head. This is from Iranian TV. You know, the peaceful people that the TDS haters are constantly saying, oh, they're just so peaceful. They're just so peaceful. And then update, the Secret Service is all over it. Barron Trump is facing an Iranian threat with a $10 million award attached to his life. U.S. Secret Service just confirmed it. They're aware and defending Barron at all costs. Donald Trump does not appreciate Iran targeting his family. This is why the regime must collapse. There you have it right there. Now the anti-Israel crowd is probably going to say that Israel's behind this because that's their cope. That's what they always say. I could promise you Trump ain't happy with this one, and I'm sure he's handling it privately. And he is going to annihilate them for this right here. So business is going to pick up on this. Stay tuned. No, Trump will not stand for this one. Absolutely not. Not even close. And the fact that, to my knowledge anyway, Trump has not talked about this, and there's a reason why he has not talked about this at all. Because he ain't trying to play games with his own family. And I mean, could you imagine like being Barron Trump and even like being President Trump and knowing that there's a Iranian threat of $10 million on your son, who a lot of people, I'm not saying I believe this, but a lot of people believe he is a future president of the United States of America. We'll see though. Prayers up for Barron Trump and the Trump family. 100% though. Absolutely. Nate the Great says, R.I.P. Dolly Parton. We lost a good one today. Yes. Talked about that at the opening of the show, and President Trump has ordered flags to be lowered for a week. TJ says, I guess the pack of smokes will have to wait. Bridge Too Far says, Trump has ordered flags to be half staff for Dolly. Yes, he has. Yep. TVZ TQ says, do business with the quartering and face sanctions. I'm not going to be doing business anytime soon. All the Mo Kisses says, not to be a bummer, but you need to take my money because Dolly died today and I'm not okay. What a messy mess of a day. Boo. Yes, we started the day off talking about that as super, super sad that, you know, Dolly no longer with us. 80 years, though. 80 years is a hell of a long life, man. And, and she accomplished more in those 80 years than most people ever. So it's truly a legendary life that she lived, and a legendary legacy. And it appears that she has the right system around her of people that want to continue her legacy. So I really do appreciate that as well. So, and it's the typical, like, you know, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened type thing, whatever that saying is. I absolutely believe that that's how you have to approach something like that. 80 years is a long, long life. It really is. Piano Dean says, with the passing of Dolly, is Jolene now free to make her move? Too soon? I'll let the chat decide. BMCCB says, do you know you're on the YouTube page? I mean, clearly not a big fucking deal, BMCCB. I get $5 super chat from you. Is that all the celebration I get for being on YouTube's page? $5 fucking dollars? Whoop-de-doo, I guess. Whoop-de-doo. Thank you, BMC. No, I don't know. Is this like the featured page? I don't know what that means. So like, I don't know if it's specific to the subscriber or whatever. I don't think I'm featured by just non-subscribers or anything. But yeah, I'm always happy that YouTube loves me. They don't love me as much as Candace Owens, but they still love me. That's 10 million in Iranian. I'm only messing with BMCCB. We had that ridiculous Tuesday night's main event last week, and then as it's ending, get a proper 199 from BMCCB. He's like, CobraCast? I'm like, bro, really? Really? Random Logo says, has Mossad confirmed whether or not JD Advanced is CyberLeak? I cannot confirm nor deny that. I can't do it. But I'll let you know. Want to wrestle 199 for $1. BMCCB with a regular 199. Thank you. Ogdog says, I'm ungrateful. You're ungrateful. You've never sent me a super chat. And your name isn't Ogdog199. Why? Why isn't it Ogdog199? Explain that to me. Other people have no problem putting 199 on their name. You're too good for it, apparently. So go fuck yourself. Imagine somebody tuning in and I'm cussing out people in my chat and they're like, why do people watch this asshole? This guy hates his chat. He's being rude. Ogdog is the most famous non-super chatter. Never super chatted, yet he gets talked about every stream, and it pisses me off. He doesn't deserve it, but it keeps happening. You know, it just keeps happening, and I don't know why. But there we go, John freaking Murdoch. Hey, Jeremy, you know I don't love you, but I'll still send you a super chat. Now, John, I appreciate this, okay? But we talked about this, buddy. We talked about this. You're supposed to be buying me a Cybertruck, not sending super chats. But with that said, I'll take it. I'm not complaining, but I thought we agreed you were just going to buy me a Cybertruck. And I was going to be fine with that, all right? I was going to be fine with that. But hey, since you sent it, we have to celebrate in the only way we know how to celebrate here on CobraCast with Sydney.
Some new Do What Makes You Naked pieces. This is just a romper. I got a mic on me. And then this is a little like ballet wrap. And then I've got a scoop neck underneath.
I mean, that's good. Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. She knows what she's doing. Yes, she's making me money. John says, oh, damn it, I forgot. I'll start saving again now. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. You're the man. All the Mo Kids says, the chat loves it. I try. Scottish Ranger says, I looked respectfully. BLWZR says, in honor of Dolly and her imagination library, people should read that to their kids tonight, especially their favorite book. R.I.P. Dolly Parton. That Fox News clip was really good that they did on her. I want to play that one more time after I play this. Now, as you guys know, last week I covered it here on the channel, but we had the Candace Owens, Andrew Wilson debate. And I've heard a lot of recaps on this, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is the single best breakdown I have ever heard of the Candace Owens, Andrew Wilson debate. This is going to blow your mind, okay? Here we go, all right?
So, Patrick, what's your take on the debate?
Well, the way I see it, you had Andrew there, you had Candace there. They were both, they were sitting in chairs, having a conversation. They're having a debate. And, Candace made some points and Andrew made some points. And they both were, talking back and forth. And I thought that, there was a microphone in front of both of them. They were, they talked into the microphone. Each of them made points into their microphones, and all of it was recorded. You had audio, you had the producers in the back, they had earpieces for, the prompts, and the audio was recorded. And what was going on, throughout the conversation, what was happening was, you had a lot of people online listening, and I was sitting there too, and I was watching them, and people were listening to the conversation, and they heard the points that Candace made, and they heard the points that Andrew made, and people had different opinions about it. They were going back and forth, and the audio, that they were talking into the mics went into a couple of machines, and it was recording that audio and broadcasting it out to the internet. And, people were listening, they were watching. Some people were doing both, listening and watching. And I think at the end of it, you had a couple hours gone by, and they had a conversation about, the Charlie Kirk and the assassination, and, they talked about the case and some other things. And that's what happened.
Wow. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah. You want shoes?
Dude, it really is like, I watch PBD a lot. And there's a couple of ways that a comedian can, approach somebody like Trump, for instance. Okay, everybody makes fun of Trump, but it has no impact on Trump because Trump is just Trump. Who cares? He's just Trump. We all just laugh at him. I do think that this Amy Kozak, is that his name? He's a great comedian. I do think that his Tucker Carlson has completely ruined Tucker Carlson for me. Completely. I still find PBD to be very entertaining, and I like watching him, but I have really never picked up on how much he just states the most obvious shit imaginable, and he wastes time talking about the most obvious shit, and that's it. No details, no specifics, no none of that. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty damn. Well, you had two microphones and you had a guy and he was giving his, and like, holy shit, man. That's what he does. Trump has fuck you money. Nobody's words phase him. Yeah, I mean, you can't out Trump. It's just impossible. But going back to what I was saying earlier, that Fox News says I lost my, let me stop sharing, lost audio. Let's see if I can get this shared back. Okay. So Fox News did a special for Dolly Parton, and it's really good, and I want to replay it because I know a lot of people that were maybe tuning into the beginning of the show didn't see it, so we did talk about Dolly Parton, and here is what Fox News put together, which I think is fantastic right here.
Known for her songwriting, unique fashion, and over-the-top personality, Dolly Parton was not only a music icon, but a trailblazer. Born on January 19th, 1946 in Pittman Center, Tennessee, to Robert Lee Parton and Davy Lee Owens. Parton was the fourth of 12 kids. She grew up in a one-room cabin out in the Smoky Mountains. Early love for music led her to begin writing songs in grade school, and she made her first appearance on the Grand Ole Opry in 1959 at only 13 years old. The day after she graduated from high school, Parton packed her bags and moved to Nashville to start chasing her musical dreams. She soon married her husband, Carl Dean, in 1966. They remained together for nearly 59 years until he died in 2025. Parton's first shot at stardom came when she joined the Porter Wagoner Show in 1967.
I was lucky that I got a chance to be that exposed to that many people at one time, and that was really what kind of shot me up there and got me a good grip.
While on the show, Parton decided to pursue her career as a solo artist, and in 1971 debuted her first #1 solo hit, Joshua, followed by other chart toppers like Love is Like a Butterfly, I Will Always Love You, and the legendary Jolene.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. I don't know how you're doing on the inside, honey, but your hair's just holding up beautiful.
Parton was introduced to a new audience while acting in films including Steel Magnolias and 9 to 5. Over the decades, she earned many honors and accolades, including her induction into the Grand Ole Opry in 1969. and the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1999. Also awarded the Library of Congress Living Legend Medal in 2004. And in a Nashville theater in 2025, she debuted Dolly, a true original musical based on her life. Parton was known for her business and humanitarian work. Her theme park in Tennessee, Dollywood, opened in 1986, and her charity, Imagination Library, provides over 1 million free books to kids every single month. Parton even developed a museum dedicated to her life inside a Dolly-inspired hotel in Nashville. With more than 60 albums and over 24 #1 hits, Dolly Parton lived her life not straying far from her roots and always keeping a positive outlook on life and her career.
And I can look back on a lot of things that's happening. I think, oh, thank you, God. At least my life seems to have made a difference and to have meant something to a lot of people.
Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
Well,
there you have it right there. When is park hopping going to Dollywood? So like I said earlier, I've never been to Dollywood, and we have a theme park channel called Park Hopping. I'd love to do a road trip with, Jay, Krista, and whoever else. It's a matter of just, I guess we could just live stream the drive, and we could make some content out of that. I do have Starlink now. So now I can, if I can get the Starlink set up, I think you can kind of put it on top of the vehicle, I think, so you can get a clear signal, and I will just have strong signal the whole way, and you could just live stream every trip. So that'd be cool. Truck video. Yeah. Whenever John freaking Murdoch buys me this Cybertruck, we can just do it. We'll just jump in the Cybertruck and we'll go. Wait a minute. It's really up to John. So it's not my call. So, but I would like to. I've never been. So, Joe Bitt says, approaching my 100th $1.99 super chat. 199. Yep. John says, gee, no pressure. What's up, Tommy, in the chat? Irish whips and arm drags says, come on, John. Thank you, John. You're the man. Whiskey Niner for 10 says, did Mossad get Dolly too? Candace will have an explosive report soon. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at now, where anybody that dies, Candace is going to try to see what type of narrative she can build around it. That's essentially what Candace Owens does. Candace just waits for people to die, and then she's like, what are the possibilities we can tie this to Mossad or Israel? It's essentially it. Elon is okay, but Tesla sucks. I felt the same way until I rented one the other day. And there's me before driving a Tesla and then me after, and it's completely changed it. Started GoFundMe for a Cybertruck. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That would be pathetic. Even I have standards. I can't do that. Okay. Oh, by the way, look at this right here. Can we just, this is completely nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but can we just talk about, I need a Batman movie, okay, that has this sense of scale. Give me a Batman movie where Gotham looks like this. That is all I want. As much as I love the Nolan trilogy, Gotham was not great in the Nolan trilogy at all. Give me a Gotham that looks like this, and I will be very, very happy. And it would be incredible. It would be absolutely incredible to get something like that. Man. Nah, Burton did a great job. I love Batman 89. Batman 89 is the best Gotham on screen by far. I've talked about that for years. Burton's Gotham is awesome. And even like Batman Forever's Gotham is great. But I'm saying like a Batman in today's world, like with the budgets and the ability, whether it's going to be CG, if you want to do practical, whatever, man, just give me a Gotham that looks like that. It would be freaking great. But Batman 89 is great. I'm a huge fan of Batman 89. Forever is completely underrated. I haven't actually watched Batman Forever in a long time. I need to check that out. I need to watch it again. So, all right. With that said, we're going to call it there because we have Tuesday night's main event tonight on the main Geeks and Gamers channel. So if you guys want to, you're welcome to hang out with us over there. I will raid the chat over there so you guys can continue the discussion over there. And we're going to talk about the GTA leaks. We're going to talk about Gamescom, and we're going to have some other stuff. All right. So strict 3-hour main event tonight. It's fine. It's just going to be a 3-hour main event. So it won't be a big deal at all. Okay. So 3 hours, run a tight ship over there. So we're good. But thanks for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. Rest in peace to the great Dolly Parton, an American icon. And yeah, man, super, super sad, but she had an amazing life. And I sound like Trump now. Holy shit. Oh, I did not. That's exactly what Trump said. She led an amazing life. Did not mean to say it like that. But yes, rest in peace to Dolly Parton, an American icon. You guys have a good evening, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.